Kellie Gillespie. I'm Executive Director of Southwest Plains Regional Service Center in Sublette, Kansas, located in the far southwest corner out by Dodge City. Been with the Service Center for 17 years, and the power of our organization is my team.
Awesome. Yeah. It's good to know that. That's what we've noticed here at AESA is that the directors are awesome. Our director, Phoebe Bailey, I'm at a member school, but I consider our director because she's our director of the ESA. But directors here and this organization are strong. This is my second one to come to them. Wow, this is a strong group of people.
Agree. The people that I have met are all about working hard for children, for teachers, and for schools in whatever state they're from. It's been a privilege, and the power of this conference is networking. The opportunity to hear and listen to what other people are doing, the different models of service agencies across the nation, and there's no one right way, and we can learn something new from everyone we meet.
Oh, yeah. That's what this morning we went to the regional breakfast.
Yes.
And that's what that was about. It's like, okay, what can we do? How can we make this better? And everyone here, the first thing out of their mouth is it's for the students first and foremost. And how can we make it better? And that's the interesting thing that happens here. So now, you've had a very special conference this time because yesterday at lunch at the luncheon, you got an award.
Yes, I got the Robert Stevens Award. Yeah. I was very honored to accept that on behalf of the team, and it's for our research and writing around an observation tool. It's a digital tool that provides feedback to teachers. And one of the things my team noticed as we were working in districts is the lack of feedback on a consistent basis to teachers for improvement of instruction. We get that big full plate of feedback at evaluation, but we don't get feedback along the way. And so we did research on what we can do to support teachers in making small incremental change of improvement along the way. We developed a digital walkthrough tool. It's customizable for a district's needs. And I'll be doing a breakout session tomorrow morning at 10, Visible Leadership, on how that walkthrough tool makes leaders visible, gets them out of their office, into the classrooms, and providing immediate feedback to teachers that they can apply and use for self-reflection and change. Yeah. So that's what the award was about, but it's about the research and work of the efforts back at home that we've seen as a need in Kansas.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Well, I can tell just by the one key piece that you said there is that it's customizable. And that's a really key piece because even in a state with, say, state standards, every district is different. And every teacher is different.
Yes. And a lot of that is based on what are the type of student populations that they serve.
Sure.
You might be an all-white middle-class district. You might be, where I'm from, we have 87% poverty, 87% ESL, 83 languages spoken in a school. Wow. The instructional needs are not the same in those districts. So if you don't have an observation tool that you can make just their own, it's not the power that our e-walkthrough provides.
Yeah. I'm guessing that as your team built this, the data that they collected to build this is probably also phenomenal.
It is, and that's the research that we focused on, and again, part of the award we received yesterday.
That's awesome.
We've written a book, #eWalkthrough, and just excited about, all of this is fabulous, but the real reward is what we see happening in classrooms. We want to be boots on the ground. We want impact on teachers that then impact students. That's our love and our passion.
Well, and that's kind of the direction I was actually thinking of it as you're talking about this. How long have you been doing that, the walkthrough program?
7 years.
Okay, so wow,
7 years.
You have a lot of data.
We have a lot of data, a lot of research.
So, in terms of even the program you're offering, as the teachers learn from the data you've collected, what are some of the things that you guys have learned from the data collected? Said, we might need to tweak this here or tweak this there, or oh man, this part didn't work at all, or this part is working, better than we thought it would.
Yes.
Those types of things.
Thank you. So let's go with the first part about empowering teachers with the data. It's important that once these observations are completed by building leaders, that teachers do get the data.
Right.
If I took your blood pressure, but I didn't give you the results, you wouldn't know what to do.
Right.
So we've got to give teachers the data. Once the teachers can get that data and collaborate. Charlotte Danielson says the most effective professional learning is teachers collaborating around a table about instruction. They've got to have data in that collaborative cycle. So when we provide them the data about what's happening in their classrooms, they have meat to tie to change. The next movement we're seeing now is teachers conducting observations on teachers.
Oh.
And that's turned into a powerful piece. They walk into a classroom in groups, come out and calibrate what did they see, what could they learn, and we hear things like, I never thought of doing it that way.
Yeah.
What a great idea. Did you see how she handled Billy? And so watching, we know that modeling, if we look at Marzano's research, is a powerful tool. So teachers now are beginning to conduct observations on teachers, which then takes another notch up the power.
Wow.
Yes.
So the observation tool, when it returns this data to the teachers immediately, does it give it to them in manageable bites? And then when they get into that manageable bite, it's like a menu, like, oh, I have the hamburger. Then when you sit down, you go, oh, it's got oregano in it. You know, so they've got that manageable piece. They can get a quick snapshot of it and then break it out.
So our tool, as soon as a building leader is completed a walkthrough, they hit submit. It filters into the data storage archive, and the teacher immediately gets a PDF of that walkthrough result, along with a probing question for reflection. So the teacher gets immediate results of the walkthrough. Then we can also, we've set up a filtering system within the e-walkthrough that we can filter at the teacher level, PLC level, the building level, the district level, third grade teachers across the district, junior high teachers across the district, any way that we can actually get to the root cause and filter down to the smallest level. So then that data can be given in those different chunks to consider. We also have a time filter. So if we bring in professional learning on October 17th, and we can look at the data prior to that, and how did that aspect look, then we provide the professional learning, and in 6 months we can look at that data for comparison. So we have a time filter within the software. So we can actually prove to boards of education that our professional learning dollars are working.
Yes.
Then, really fabulous, we've said in education for numbers of years to differentiate learning for students. Now we can differentiate learning for teachers.
Yes.
So we can look at data across the district and we can see how we're doing on rigor and relevance, Daggett's framework. Maybe we're not doing so well, but when we filter that out to buildings, we may find 6 buildings are doing it well, but 1 needs additional support. So we can differentiate our professional learning based on wow is right.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, that's you're targeting or potentially targeting
in
the professional development exactly based on this data that you're able to collect.
Yes.
And let me see, I guess I should lead in with a question. So you're doing that at a particular district level, right?
Yes.
Are you also able to do that on a more grander scale, such that over your entire service area you see, oh, we have half a dozen of these struggling in this particular area, even though we've got 20 that are doing great, we still have these 5 or 6 that these as a group need this to help move along.
That is correct. We can look at all of the schools within the system to identify professional learning needs. The state of Kansas actually used the tool to work with our Kansas Learning Network schools over the last 5 years. That's the 99 lowest performing schools in Kansas. So they designed an observation tool for their work. So the Kansas State Department of Education could actually look at data trends across those 33 schools and determine what support they needed to offer to use those federal dollars to maximize impact on student learning.
That is awesome.
Well, your team. So, how long did it take your team to develop this?
In year 1, we piloted it with 2 schools. The next year, we just took off. But because it's customizable, schools have the option. If they they design a tool. We go into a school and facilitate the design phase. Every tool looks different. then at the end of that year, if they said, wow, we didn't get the data we wanted out of that particular factor on the tool face, we can adjust that.
Sure.
We don't want them to live with something that's not working. One small component matters.
Yeah. Right.
So let's make that change so our data is reliable and valid. Haven't mentioned inter-rater reliability. It's important that all of those people who are using the tool are calibrated.
Sure.
That we all agree what engagement looks like. That we all agree what is an academic discourse. What's that look like in instruction? So that our data is valid and reliable.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
you're continually following up, you're continually
Yes.
recalibrating, you're
Yes.
making sure that each school is right on target.
Because there's new principals every year.
Right.
There's changes in the tool. There's
Curriculum
changes in the student
coordinators, yeah.
population. Everything. So it's important that it's a continual process.
It sounds like your team and your ESA is really on top of things.
We hope so. And yes, thank you.
I see why the award is duly appointed to
Thank
a
you.
great group of people, and yourself for leading.
Thank
know,
you.
My grandfather always said, hire people that are smarter than you. And
Absolutely.
And you sound like a great leader who knows exactly the team you need to build to take your ideas forward.
Thank you.
Well, and so speaking of taking the ideas forward, is this something you're looking at offering beyond
Yes.
the walls of your ESA?
Yes, we are looking for partners who want to take it into other states. We've seen our success. We've proven our success.
Yeah.
So now we would like to partner with other ESAs across the nation in order to get the same impact and spread the opportunities that this provides.
That is phenomenal. That really is very,
Thank you.
very cool.
Well,
Thank you.
we don't want to take too much of your time. This is a busy conference,
It is.
and you've got a lot of news to share.
Yes, thank you for allowing me the opportunity to be here today.